Oh hi. Monterrey, the capital and the largest city of the northeast state of Nuevo León in Mexico. The Monterrey agglomeration is third largest in Mexico after Mexico City and Guadalajara. The city is also known by the nicknames La Sultana del Norte and La Ciudad de las Montañas, the city of mountains. Monterrey is the main economic, transport and cultural center of northern Mexico. In the rating of the global cities of GO, it is recognized as the Beta City, standing in the same row with Birmingham, Geneva or Osaka. Before immigrants white across the territory where today Monterrey is located, the Indians Covilteque who were engaged in hunting and collecting wandered. In the 16th century, the valley in which Monterrey is located was known as the Valley Extremadura and was almost not studied by the Spanish colonists. The first expeditions and attempt of colonization were conducted by Alberto del Canto, having called the new city of Santa Lucia, but it was unsuccessful as the population of the city was attacked from Indians and ran. Its Spanish pioneer Luis Carvajal Cuba agreed with the King of Spain Philip II about foundation of the territory in a northern part of New Spain which would be called Nuevo León, the New Kingdom León. In 1580 he arrived and recently provided lands, but founded the settlement only in 1582 and San Luis Rey, Francia nowadays known as Monterrey called him. Nuevo León extended to the west from the port of Tampico to borders Nueva Vizcaya, nowadays the state of Chihuahua, and about 1,000 kilometers on the north. Because of attacks of Indians and the shortage of white settlers, the colony fell into decay, and the next 8 years Nuevo León was actually abandoned, before emergence of the third expedition led by Diego de Montemayor, who gave here 13 families of the Spanish immigrants and founded on September 20, 1596 the city of Our Mother of God Monterrey, in honor of the Viceroy of New Spain Gaspar de Zuniga Acevedo and Fonseca, the fifth count of the Spanish Monterrey. Near the falls which were called Ocas de Agua de Santa Lucia, where now there is a museum of the Mexican history. It is curious that the first researcher of the region, Alberto del Canto, at one time was a lover of the wife of Diego de Montemayor and then, after murder of the incorrect spouse by the deceived husband, married his daughter. Certainly, against the will of the parent who swore an oath to kill del Canto. For years of the Spanish board Monterrey remained a busy, but small town which population hesitated from several tens to several hundred inhabitants. Through the city there passed tradeways between San Antonio, now is in Texas, Tampico and the center of the country, through Saltillo. The port of Tampico accepted goods from Europe while Saltillo specialized in trade with the capital, Mexico City. San Antonio was the center of trade with northern foreign colonies, British and French. In the 19th century, after the Mexican War of Independence, Monterrey became the key economic center for a recently formed state, especially in a type of the balanced communications with Europe, through Tampico, with the United States of America, through San Antonio, and with the capital, through Saltillo. In 1824, the new Kingdom León became the state of Nuevo León and Monterrey was elected the capital. However, the political instability in the new country which preceded the next 50 years led to two American invasions and civil war, during which in 1840 the governor of the state of Nuevo León attacked states Coahuila and Tamaulipas, having proclaimed Monterrey part of the new independent state, Republic of Rio Grande. It is liquidated by federal troops several months later. In 1846 in the city there was a first large-scale battle of the American-Mexican War known as the Battle of Monterrey. After successful reflection of forces of the USA during the first several offensives at the city, the Mexican troops were forced to give up. During fight both parties suffered heavy losses, many of which became result of hand-to-hand fight at city walls. Most of generals of the French-Mexican War were natives of the city, including Mariano Escobedo, Juan Zauza and Geronimo Trevino. Within the last decade of the 19th century in Monterrey, the network of the railroads was built that brought big benefit to all industry in general. During this period, José González founded Public Hospital, which is one of the best state hospitals in the northeast of Mexico now and acts as medical school for support of School of Medicine for the Independent University of the state of Nuevo León. Vicente Ferrara-based, Fundadora de Ferro y Acero de Monterrey, the company producing steel which became one of the world's largest in due time and accelerated already fast rates of industrialization of the city. In 1988 the Hurricane Gilbert caused to the city huge damage. The river Santa Catarina, therefore about 100 people died spread and the serious economic damage was caused. In 1986 in Monterrey several official games of the FIFA World Cup 1986 were held. The city hosted the international actions, such as Conference of the United Nations on Financing of Development in 2002 with participation more than 50 heads of state and government and also ministers and the high-ranking delegates from more than 150 countries. The conference came to the end with adoption in Monterrey of consensus which became an important reference point for the international development and cooperation. In 2004 the Organization of American States held the Special Summit of Heads of the American States in which almost all presidents of the countries of North and South America participated in Monterrey. In 2004 Monterrey became the first city of Latin America, except for Puerto Rico, in which there took place competitions of the World Federation of Wrestling. In 2007 in Monterrey there took place the World Forum of Cultures in which 4 million guests participated. In 2008 in Monterrey there took place the Youth Swimming World Cup held the International Federation of Swimming. Monterrey is in the northeast of the Mexican state of Nuevo León, at the height of 530 meters above sea level. The river Santa Catarina passes through all city, but bigger season passes underground. Monterrey lies to the north from the foothills of the ridge Sierra Madre. In the west of the city Cerro Los Mitras, the mountain of the Mitre, which reminds profiles of some bishops with their mitres towers. Cerro de la Silla towers to the east from the city. The mountains of Cerro de la Loma Larga which are to the south from the river Santa Catarina separate Monterrey from San Pedro's suburb, Paso Garcia. At top of the mountain of Cerro del Obispado located to the north from the river the Episcopal Palace is in the place of one of the most important battles of the American-Mexican War. Monterrey lies in a zone of 7 arid climate. In Köppen's classification, Shash, with soft, dry winter, warm spring and in the fall and in the hot summer. Rainfall isn't enough, the majority fall on the period from May to October, with a maximum in September. In Monterrey there can be very sharp changes of weather, sometimes temperature in January and February, the coldest period, reaches 30 C. Snowfalls happen very seldom. In January 1967 in 8 hours 51 CS of snow dropped out. The last snowfall was in December 2004. In January 2007, December 2009, January and February 2010 the sleets and ice which led to fall of temperature to expected to fall 3 C. From June 30 to July 2, 2010 Monterrey suffered from the most terrible natural disaster in the history of the city, the Hurricane Alex. Level of rainfall in some areas reached 1 meter less than in 36 hours. The hurricane destroyed houses, avenues, roads and infrastructure of the city, having left about families without water within a week or even more. About 20 people died. The rainfall for this period is equivalent to 2 years. According to National Institute of Statistics and Geography of Mexico, the population of Monterrey in 2015 made 1,109,171 persons, and agglomerations in general about 4.3 million. About 85% of the population of the state of Nuevo León live in the city and its vicinities. Monterrey and its suburbs are municipal units, democratically elected mayor, Presidente Municipal, who is elected for 3 years without the right of re-election, directs each of which. In the city quite healthy political environment, and within the last decade political parties continue to replace each other. The current head of Monterrey is Fernando Larrazabal. Municipality of Monterrey. The body uniting the mayor, advisors, and trustees, sindicos. The mayor is an executive face of municipality and directly is responsible for management of local authorities. Regidors represent the population and their purpose consists in definition of urban policy in all aspects influencing her. Sindicos bear responsibility for observance and legal protection of interests of the city and also watch the status of city treasury and municipal property. Treat the political parties represented in the city. Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI, Party of National Action, PAN, Revolutionary Democratic Party, PARD, Labour Party, Point, Ecologist Green Party of Mexico, Party of Rapprochement, Social Democratic Party and Party New Alliance. Monterrey was called the safest city of Latin America and Mexico in 2005, and one of 2 safest in 2006. However, since 2008 the city suffers from fight for spheres of influence more and more between the conflicting drug cartels of Mexico, which is periodically splashed out on his streets. This fight gained the greatest scope in 2011 when on city streets there were real fights between the competing gangs. In Monterrey there are 2 police departments protecting the city. The police of the city of Monterrey is known as Policia Regia, subordinated to municipality and service of public safety of the state. Policia Regia protects the downtown and adjacent areas, and SOBSH is responsible for other territory of agglomeration.
Monterrey is one of strong points of powerful Mexican drug cartel of El Golfo. Economy.
Monterrey is the main industrial, shopping and financial center of northern Mexico, possessing powerful, diversified economy.
This city repeatedly took upper berths in various ratings of appeal to business among the cities of Latin America.
Primary branches of economy of Monterrey. Cemex Cement Works. Ferrous metallurgy. Production of cement and construction materials. Glass industry.
Brewing.
Production of auto parts. Petrochemistry. Food industry.
Banking.
Retail trade. In the city, the headquarters of such Mexican companies as Cemex, the world's third producer of cement. Vitro. Production of glass.
FEMSA,
the largest producer of soft drinks in Latin America.
Alpha.
Petrochemistry, telecommunications, food.
Axtel.
Telecommunication.
Selder.
The producer of mattresses, largest in Latin America, and pillows.
Brumer.
The leading global manufacturer of cornmeal.
And Bannert.
The bank, largest in Mexico.
Are placed.
Thanks to proximity of the American-Mexican border, the economy and life of the city are closely connected with the USA, often called Monterrey the most American of the Mexican cities.
Transport.
The city is served by the international airport of a name of the General Mariano Escobedo, with a passenger turnover 6.4 million people a year.
2013.
Regular passenger flights are made to all main cities of Mexico, to a number of resorts of the Caribbean Sea, and also to Panama, New York, Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, Houston, Orlando and Atlanta.
Through Monterrey there pass Pan American Sky Highway in Mexico.
Carretera Interoceánica, highway connecting the Pacific and Atlantic coasts of Mexico. 3 branch lines passing through the city are used only in the cargo purposes. Public transport is presented by the Monterrey subway. 2 branches, 31 stations. And also a large number of municipal and private bus routes. Famous people. Priscilla of Paraleron, Mexican model, actress, Mississippi. International of 2007. Irma Lozano is the Mexican actress. Cultural objects. Museum of Modern Art. Elf's Planetarium. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.